Hello and welcome to another Blender Vision tutorial where you're going no nonsense, direct step-by-step approach to getting your tasks done. I'm Richard, you're you, and today we're looking at making a chain link fence. This should be interesting. Let's see. Okay, so we're going to start by getting rid of the default cube, and we're going to hit, we're going to bring in an image as a plane. If you don't know how to do this, then you quickly, you go up to user preferences, go to your add-ons tab, type in images, and it should, image E. It should come up, import images as planes. Make sure this box is selected, and then you can click Control U to save the startup file, to make sure that that'll be selected every time you start Blender. So go to Object, Add Mesh, and go to Images as Planes. And we want to go to our textures. You can download this texture here. I'm using a chain link texture from textures.com. That's what I got it from. So you want to bring that in. What it is basically is the chain link texture with an alpha background, so it's see-through, and you're going to bring that in. If we go to materials view, we can see that is there. Done and done. Let's just rotate on the Z 90 degrees so we're looking at it from the front. Just makes it a bit easier for us. So with that, we're going to go to modifier. We're going to add an array, and we're going to bring this up to about, take 15. Click apply. Add another one, and this time we don't want it on the x-axis. We want to 0 the value in there and put a 1 in there, which is the z-axis. So we're now going upwards, and just bring that up to about there. Click apply, and we're gonna add real quick another mesh. We're gonna add a cylinder and bring that down about there. This is going to be a quick post for our fence. That'll do there nicely, and bring it to about there. The posts on chain link fences are always behind, or usually behind, the actual fence, the chain link part itself. So there you go, that'll do nicely. So we select them both, and we will, in fact, so with the post selected, we're going to click Control A and apply the scale, because we've adjusted the scale. And then we'll quickly add a material to this. Let's switch the UV editor down the bottom. We're going to add a new material and add a new texture. We're going to open a texture. We're going to look for metals. Again, you can get this from textures.com. Galvanized steel. That's usually what these posts are made out of. Go into edit mode, make sure everything's selected, click U and Smart UV Project to get it down there. Select our galvanized steel, A to select all, and size up a little bit, not too much. And that should be looking okay. Let's just click smooth shading on. And we want to bring down the specularity a little bit, because galvanized steel isn't usually that shiny. So there you go, that'll do us for now, for the sake of this tutorial. So we're going to select both the chain link fence and the post. We're going to duplicate, and we're going to rotate 90 degrees. And then we're just going to make a quick square, like something you might use as a dog run. Keep your dogs in. Now we're going to select all of them, and hit duplicate again, and rotate 180 degrees, and quickly place them there. So there you go. So let's adjust the camera here, and we're going to hit render there. You can see here it's blocking all the light going through, so it doesn't look very realistic. So what we need to do for that is select the post, and this goes for any object that you're going to put behind this fence. In the material of that object, you want to scroll down to shadow, and then you want to click receive transparent. That now will receive light and shadow through transparent objects. So if I render that again, there you go. You can see now the light is passing through and casting shadows of the chain links only on the object, and it looks a lot more realistic as opposed to this. Look at that. So that's about it. There's nothing much else to add to that. Nice and quick. The only thing I will add is that if you are using a version of Blender which is like 2.77 and below, I'm not sure about 2.8, maybe the same goes for that. When you bring this chain link texture in, by default it won't be transparent. It will look like that. It will be black. So for that you need to check the transparency, select Z transparency, that'll be up, and that'll be up. You want to bring this all the way down, and you want to go to your textures tab, and you want to make sure alpha is selected there, so that you can see basically what we can see now, the chain links only. And the other thing would be that usually that should be up. Usually it'll look like that as well. So when it hits the light, it look like a pane of glass. If I render that, you can see what I mean. By default, again, this is how it would work in, I know, 2.77 and below. I'm not sure about 2.8. So you get that, and you don't want that because it looks like a pane of glass. So what you want to do is, in the transparency section, bring the specularity all the way down, because now you only get the specularity on the chain links themselves, which is this control here, which looks fine, as opposed to having it like that. So now if I was to render this, you can see that's a lot better than, well, got a message, than that. That looks like you know, pane of glass. You don't want that. You want it just to light up the chain links themselves and not the actual see-through part of the texture. So there you go. I'll leave it there, and that's looking pretty good. I'm happy with that. Use that however you want. And if you like this video, please click like. If you want to sub, you know what that button looks like. Otherwise, just leave a comment below if you want, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao, blau.